Hello and welcome to another video. Today is quite exciting. So a project that I've been involved in for coming up to a year now, and it's the first time I'm going to actually get on the product. Well, that doesn't sound right. It's the first time I'm actually going to use the product. I'm going to give Body Rocket a test run. We're off to Lee Valley Velo Park in London. That was the Olympic velodrome for 2012, an Olympics that I did not do. And yeah, we've got 2 hours on the track. We're going to do some short runs, some long runs, some positional changes. I guess today a lot of stuff that I've already done in a wind tunnel or on track with other methods of aero testing, but this piece of equipment is quite groundbreaking. It's, what's best to say? I mean, real-time CDA is coming. Like, it's gonna be in the next 5 to 10 years. It's gonna be something that's on your head unit to tell you what your CDA number is at any given moment, and that's gonna change the way everyone rides, I think. So we're gonna run through, I think, tests that I've done previously. So knowing going wider elbows, narrow elbows, head up, head down, higher at the front end, lower on the front end, possibly play with a few different helmets. I've bought helmets with me. I've bought the POC and the Gyro and the HJC, and it should show that the HJC is faster. So we're kind of validating testing that we already know. It's kind of proof that it works, because this still very much is it's in its prototype phase. It's not even in its prototype phase. It's still in its development phase, and it is super cool. Now, I have shares in the product. I am an investor. So yeah, this is a pretty exciting day for me. Unfortunately, I will not be on a Factor. I will be on an unmarked time trial bike, and my team are all cool with it. I've got to change pedals for now. I've got to go from Speedplay to Look. That's what Body Rocket have used as their first pedal. So there's going to be a bit of setting up, and then we're going to rattle through, I think, some short runs, and then we're going to try and do a long 20-minute run. I've seen some results of a professional triathlete and Mike Hutchinson, who's used the Body Rocket device to great success, and yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see what it turns out for me, really. We've got a 45-minute drive. I'm in my dad's van. Unfortunately, he's got a shiny new car and I am not insured on that. Not his choice, the insurance company's choice, but yeah, here we are. So we're gonna head to the velodrome. Spent a lot of time there. Not so much recently, but spent a lot of time there. Set my max heart rate there on Ethan Hayter's wheel when he was a junior. Should have known then it was gonna be quite good. So anyway, off we go. Just done the first couple of runs. It's big. This is some big stuff going on here. With all the sensors that are available, we're just scratching the surface of what the data that can be collected. And do things like the saddle, how much you're moving on the saddle, like how much you're pulling on the bars. The one I found interesting is banking versus straight CDA on here, because there's quite a remarkable difference. Yeah.
That's the left pedal. They're off at the moment. Right pedal. There's that's the saddle. You can see the forces.
Yeah.
FX, FY, MX, MZ, the current angle, internal temperatures, and so on. That's that one. And then if you look at that, is the output data stream. It's really hard to see because it's a very, very long line.
Yeah.
But it's going out 100 times a second from the bike to the laptop there. So we're actually looking at stuff on the bike itself at the moment. Right? So the bike is effectively a Wi-Fi access point, and we're just looking at all the data. So if I turn that off, you can see the sort of status. So we can see pedals are idle, handlebars online and active.
Yeah.
The arrowhead for the pitot data acquisition system. This is stuff we have in the laboratory, vision systems and so on, which we use to get the real accuracy. And you can see some sort of technical stuff about networking and stuff, but so all sorts of weird things in there.
You can see from memory, this is where you were really upright. This is your super upright position. And
upright TT position or upright?
This is sort of on. You went on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you went on here. Unfortunately, you can see the 125, 128 is when your normal position. Then you had your upright TT 135, 134. Yeah. So you're more constant, according to us, holding the upright position.
Yeah, it's easier when you're upright.
And then you have your on the pads. Yeah. And then I think there was a transition for 1 point. That's really interesting because their super head down, according to this, is maybe detrimental towards your normal one. Maybe because your head's kind of going like this, it's pushing up, whereas you got quite a flat back and the helmet fits your back pretty well. So, yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, it's easier.
So all sorts of weird things in there. You can see from memory, this is where you were really upright. This is your super upright position. And that's my guess of why that's the difference. But yeah,
Cool.
again, pretty good at holding the power. I'll save these off and we'll have a nice catalogue of all the other plots side by side to see. Hopefully this being the fastest one. Yeah, cool.
That's the end of the day. Once it went well, I got a hat. Yeah, once the 2 hour slot started, it was pretty full on. Like up for 12 lap runs, 2 laps to get up to speed, 10 laps of recording data, and then back down to change equipment, head back up again. What was really good was the turnaround time in runs was next to 0. It was about as much time as I could take a little drink and then put a new helmet on. Like the devices, and I'm not just saying, I know this video comes from a place of like, oh, you invested in it. I invested in it because believe in it, and like I said, it's the first time I've seen it and it's surpassed everything I thought it would do. And obviously looking at it, it's rough and ready at the moment. Like there's a lot of boxes and wires and cables and whatnot, but like it works. There was some real consistent, accurate data coming out of that. It's only going to get broken down and be better. Funny thing was today is future investors, current and potential future investors were also there to see it in action. So we ran through kind of tests that I thought were valuable because I knew from previous work that I've done that the results would show up and it would be good to see that this is in line. So that was running normal road race kit, jersey shorts and a normal helmet. Then we changed into a TT suit with a normal helmet. Then we put the HJC helmet on, and then we rattled through the HJC, the POC and the gyro arrowhead, and also with the POC tested it in its optimal position and then in a like less than optimal position because that's where it really can fall off a cliff. The other helmets are quite resilient, the POC is not. When it's in position, it's a good helmet. When it's not in position, it's a parachute. And yeah, like, and I think just real-time CDA, so they're just scratching the surface with it, with what the data that we can get from the device, from the hardware and the software. There's so much data that can come from it, like how much pressure you're putting on your left or right tri-bar when you're pedaling. There's some seriously clever guys there developed their own power meter. I was like, which power meter are you using? They're like, we just made our own, and the numbers are sort of bang on. Mighty impressed, and this is going to be cycling in a couple of years' time. Just what it opens up, like team time trial, team sprint, lead outs, climbing even. Like, we talked briefly about functional dehydration because ultimately you're sat on gauges, and to see how much weight you lose in dehydrating yourself for a one hit out upper climb, which happens, which is something that's really has got me thinking, and I really enjoyed today. It's exciting. It's really exciting. I hope you found this video somewhat informative. Like I said, once the 2 hours was underway, I couldn't pick up the camera much, but we got a lot of stuff, and I'll once I get all the data, I will put it on this YouTube video. You would have seen it on this YouTube video because I'm currently doing a conclusion to this video, so you would have seen it all. I'll talk through it. I would have talked through it. God, I'm ending this video terribly. Anyway, body rocket. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, and I'm excited. Thanks for watching.